fun, modern, busy, late nights, and historic in places.
Lots of charisma, exciting, busy, young and enthusiastic. Boring. Because everyone's like, hey, it's nice Wakefield, but it's like, I don't see things that they see. I think I want to leave, but I won't leave for good. I'll go to university somewhere else, but I'll still come back. It's like my hometown really. All my family's lived in Wakefield, so it's just part of me really.
There's so many words to describe Wakefield. Bad and good ways. Like interesting, unique, disappointing, architecture, only because of the cathedral. That's a major landmark for Wakefield. It's my favourite place because it was built in the 900s and it was a small Saxon village and that got dismantled. And it's, have you seen the cathedral now? It's like massive and just it's very old. It's an old architecture, what got me inspired. And I started researching and taking photographs of the cathedral. And I just took the shapes, like the windows and the arches and the spire, and that's how I got this. I wasn't trying to copy the cathedral. I was just trying to take basic shapes and build into a sculpture. I've just worked with triangles, and that's where the spire comes into point of view. And the windows I thought would be quite interesting because it tells a story as well. It's like the saints and Jesus and God and all that. So I took them on board, and that was my first idea, and then there were like a couple of other ideas. Like this one I made out of wood, just wood, like plastic, acetate, and just basically I just took shapes. And that's all I did. Just took shapes and manipulated them into abstract versions of sculptures.
Right, my initial idea, Wakefield Hospital, and I took the picture of this is like the picture of the actual, where it says Wakefield Hospital, and then I took pictures of the new Wakefield Hospital that's getting built now. And this is what I got my ideas from. I've took them there as well. And it's like, I really like, the hospital, it had loads of meaning to me because I like loads of family members that actually went in there and got treated with cancer and like died and everything. And I used to always be in the hospital when I was younger as well because my little brother had like learning difficulties and all this lot. So I've always been based around the hospital, and it's like, in one way I don't like it because I like all the stories, well, stories now, they're like, you get MRSA and everything with it. And I wanted to do like the new hospital, so like a new, so something else that gets brought away from the old hospital. I took pictures of those, and then from the pictures, I put all of them together in a line, and then I painted through them to show what like came out lighter than others, and that was my idea for that one. And then I went on to do the boxes, and this is what my final idea is going to be, is with God, different style boxes. I'm just going to mess about with them and like see where they go from there. And on these,
industrial, grey, unemployment, home, and changing. It's not as nice as it used to be. Everything changed for the worse. Everybody always had a job, everybody always knew what they were doing, everybody knew each other. Everybody seemed a lot happier. Things weren't as, I don't know, difficult as they are now. Things weren't ugly and grey and dark and horrible. Do you know what I mean? Like, And then in 1970s and 80s, they pulled all the old buildings down. A lot of the industries stopped, so no one had any jobs. Everybody, it was like a depression, like it is now, and it's happening again. Like pulling all old buildings down and building new ones in its place that aren't very attractive, making it a horrible place to live, really. But my idea, obviously, because I think we should learn from the past, is concentrating on the past. Like, I was comparing the old and the new. I was looking at our local community into my family, my own family, which are a big name in town, like everybody knows, like, you know, kind of thing. Looking at, like, old buildings, like old family home that fell to pieces, and the house that they used to live in, my great-great-granddad, he lived in. When he died, the house fell to pieces. The house disintegrated within like 5 years, and there were a big newspaper article about it, or a big thing, because it was like the house had died with him. And basically, put all my ideas together and came up with the idea of making like a big book, like a photo album, like with memories and how things were, like just so that there's something to remind us of what it was and we should learn from it what's happened. And coming up with that as like a big sculpture, is that like a reminder?